I want people to feel comfortable and feel like they're part of the team.
This is Marvin Garcia, founder and captain of Good Vibes Track Club. We talk about how the team got started.
January comes around, nothing happened, the Nike Run Club never comes back, and we just continue to still work out.
LA Marathon 2020.
Going into 2020, we were like on a roll. The squad was the most fit it's ever been.
The cancellation of the LA 13.1.
It was just a weird feeling that whole couple weeks that like, there's no way this could end like this.
And so much more. This is Run with the Crew.
All right, episode 1. I got my guy Marvin Garcia here. It's good to see you. Looking
Likewise,
good.
likewise, bro.
Style matters. You know, top to bottom. We'll do something real cool in the video where we'll do a top to bottom.
Perfect.
We're here to celebrate not just LA running culture, but good vibes. Let's start with the anniversary. Like it's a big deal. 4 years of anything, getting people following along after you. Like as a founder, as a leader, like just offer us some perspective on what that's been like.
Man, that's a good question, man. Because the other day I was like, well, actually a couple weeks ago I was thinking about it. I was like, oh, we're approaching our 4 year. You just start thinking about it like Thanksgiving time. I'm like, oh, January's around the corner, and I even forgot. I'm like, there's no way we're turning 4 years. I was like, it got to be 3 or 2, because I feel like time has just flown by.
A little bit about the origin of Good Vibes Track Club.
We started technically like super late 2016. 6 of us that were really close used to run with Nike Run Club every Tuesday, and then they had their other sessions throughout the week. But Tuesday was like the track session or whatnot, and we used to run it every Tuesday. Like we're loyal to that Tuesday for sure. Track. Something about track always like drew us, and it was that workout kind of thing, like that high intensity stuff with running. That kind of like we fell in love with the Nike Run Club on Tuesday. And usually Nike goes on their Christmas break around that time. So we're approaching the Christmas time, and usually we go on break and then we'll start back up on the new year. So we went on break, and we still ran that Tuesday, and it was like 6 of us. Actually, Jana, for a lot of you guys that know Jana, she's the one that initiated the like, hey, let's just meet up still, even though like we're all doing our own workouts in different cities because everybody lives different parts of the town. And Jana was like, why don't we just meet up together and do a session? So it was 6 of us, and they asked me what track can we meet that's like central to everybody, and I threw the track that's in my neighborhood because it's kind of central to everybody where everybody works at. So it's in the Crenshaw district, Metro Cienega track, and we just picked that specific location. So when we started meeting there through the Christmas time, we thought we were going to come back in January with Nike Run Club. Next, because Nike didn't tell us like, hey, this is the end of the Nike Run Club.
Yeah.
And January comes around, nothing happened, the Nike Run Club never comes back, and we just continue to still work out. And the thing was, we continued to work out, but it was just the 6 of us. And then people start hitting us up, hey, how can we come run with you guys? And we're like, oh, people want to run with us? Like, oh, that's cool.
All right, so you don't get the growth that you've seen as an overall squad by yourself. As
Correct.
You said, it's not about you, it's about the team, it's about the squad. Let's talk about your relationship with your captains.
Team is very important. Any successful mogul or anybody could tell you that like no one has made it by themselves. I do get a lot of recognition, me being the founding father of Good Vibes and people showing mad love, but I always make sure that I always tell people like it's just not me. It's a solid group of folks that like have built GVTC. They're out there leading by example. That's the thing that I've had, like, it's been kind of weird to me because I've always led by example myself, but lately, since due to my injury, I can only be out there and coach, right? So I could go with the intent of going out there and telling people what to do, but some people might not believe in it because they're not seeing it, right? So that's where the captains come into play, where they play that role that like, hey, this is what we're gonna do, and I'm gonna be out here helping you, and I'm a guide, and I'm gonna be leading the front and making sure you guys hanging on to the pace that we're going. So I feel like the captains are the most important role when it comes to GVTC, and it's not me.
What do you want people to take away from Good Vibes Track Club?
I want people to feel comfortable and feel like they're part of the team. And that's why I always say it's not about me, it's about us. Because I feel like when someone leaves, I feel like hopefully they take away that like, oh man, I was part of this special moment. Because I feel every session is a special moment. It's a special group of individuals coming together. We all have one goal, is leave better than when we came into that session as an individual. Whether is different for other folks. People want to get faster. Some people want to just get better as clearing their mind. Just want to, because some people come to the track session and like, man, I had a rough day at work. And when they leave, they feel all that has left their mind, and they feel a better person because of it from that session.
That's powerful, man.
Yeah.
And as a member of the team and someone that's come out and had the privilege, I'd say honestly, to document the squad, it's so consistent. I think about where each session I walk away feeling like I got more than I came in.
Yeah.
We got to talk about the special sessions.
Yeah.
These are definitely like they become legendary at this point.
And we've had these conversations when we haven't even done the special session. We're just there, whether I'm coaching the session and you're documenting, and we both at the end of the session have this like feeling like, wow, that was like something that incredible I haven't felt in a while. And we didn't even do the session. Imagine the folks that did the session. It's a feeling that it's unexplainable. But the inspiration that comes from that, it's obviously my good friend Knox, and he's like my mentor. He's one of my best friends and stuff like that. Knox Robinson, sorry, from Black Roses NYC. He's one of my good friends, and we always go to him for like for workouts, certain workouts when we're training for a specific marathon, and I was like, I always draw up a plan of what I want to do for 16 weeks training or 12 weeks, whatever the case may be. And there's certain dates that like I mark on the calendar that are leading up to the race that is an indicator of like this workout will show if folks are prepared for the marathon, for the half marathon, for the 5K, whatever race we're racing for. So I have these dates that we point out leading up to a race, whether it's 3-4 weeks from the race, and we call them the special sessions or whatnot. The reason why we call them special session is because we're going to test folks out. We're going to see what they're made of and what this season taught them, and we mark those dates on our calendar. And for the most part, the squad doesn't know the session until maybe like the week of. Like say if we have a special session on a Saturday, we'll tell them Tuesday after the session on Tuesday, like, hey, just to let you know, pack a lunch on Saturday because we're gonna have this session at the track, and it's a special session. And we still don't tell them the workout. We may tell them the workout the day of or the night before and stuff like that. So that all plays part of it as well and stuff like that. And all these special sessions are inspired as well by elite training that Knox has been able to go to Africa, Mexico, and see these sessions in person, and he draws inspiration from it. And that's why we have like a special relationship, because he's always giving back to the community as well. So he makes sure and share his knowledge with me, and I incorporate it into my training plan that I have for the squad.
So 2020, you start the year off with the mindset of 2 marathons, 2 or 3 marathons you definitely want the squad training
Correct.
for. The first being LA Marathon. Mm-hmm. That's like a homecoming.
Correct.
Almost of sorts.
Correct. Yes. Marathon week was like it felt like a whole month itself. We were on a roll late 2019, middle of 2019, going into 2020. We were like on a roll. The squad was the most fit it's ever been. We had the squad had actually grew as well. You saw sessions. We were getting some folks sometimes up to 80 people at the track on a Tuesday. It was like insane, right? So we're on a tear. But leading up to it, like I said, we didn't hear nothing too much. It was a couple days before they were saying like it might be canceled, but then they made that final post and said that it's going on. It's gonna happen. Yeah. So we just went ahead and we just prepared for it. But going into it, like I said, this is probably one of the biggest groups that we've had with the squad for the LA Marathon. So, when it comes to good vibes, we want to make sure everyone's well prepared on race day. That's like our number one goal. And we show people that like we go all in. Yeah. And by going all in is we have bottles for all our athletes. When it comes to us, no matter who shows up and commits to our season, we're going to make sure everyone gets treated right and everybody gets treated equally. Whether you're the fastest or the slowest, it doesn't matter. Everybody, we're gonna have a bottle for you, whether you're running 5 to 6 hour marathons or you're running sub 3. It doesn't matter. We're gonna stay there and wait for you until you get your bottle. We collab with District Vision for the LA Marathon weekend. They had asked me like, hey, would you want to cheer at? Where do you think it would be a good spot? And they had told me where their location was going to be for like the pop-up store that they had. And I was like, you know what? Mile 13.1, it's near your pop-up store. Why don't we do 13.1? And the reason is because when it comes to the halfway point, it's a dead zone. There's no one out there really cheering. You're in West Hollywood. There's not too many folks out there really cheering and stuff. Everybody's still sleeping and stuff like that. And it's off of Sunset. And actually Sunset in that area is super nice. It's like you have a lot of commercial stores and stuff like that. So it's kind of weird that it is the dead zone. Like there's not many folks out there. So I was like, you know what? I think we could bring that element to the LA scene.
Other cool dynamics that took place this year was the number of women who began showing up to the various sessions.
So I remember telling Kim, I was like, yo, you gotta tell your ladies that you could come, you could do it, you know, because it could be intimidating, right? Training with us, and you see the runners that we have, some of them are very fast, so I can understand it could be very intimidating to some ladies and stuff like that. But Kim was committed, and she fully went through the whole season. I think that kind of that little training season that we did, it kind of sparked some inspiration to some ladies out there, and a lot of them came and started joining the squad. And when 13.1 was announced, I was like, yo, before 13.1 was announced, I was like, yo, I want to build the ladies up. I want to build a solid squad of ladies so like we could train and stuff like that. I had told Janae, Jana, and stuff like that, which they're our captains, and they're like, oh man, they were like, I'm all for it. But the same thing too, right? We can't force anyone to come train with us. So they're like, how are you going to go about it? And stuff like that. And I was like, I'll figure it out. Like, don't worry about it. I just have that in my mind. That's going to be my goal or whatnot. So we went about our business, and then Nike reached out, of course, and they were like, hey, Marv, we're doing this 13.1. And I was like, bam, perfect timing right there. 13.1. It was catered for the women, but anyone could run it, right? It was the whole 13.1 movement about the ladies and stuff like that. So that was a moment for us to like, hey, look, it's open sessions. Anybody could come train with us. And I told the ladies, like, look, you guys have to lead by example and kind of, you know, tell your story on Instagram and tell folks how your training is going. I think that's how you draw folks to come train with us. And little by little, next thing you know, is once we started training, we had a whole bunch of ladies come out and train with us. So that was an incredible accomplishment for sure, by far. Like, and Janae leading the way was like the best decisions I've ever made. If I could see my friend win and grow, I'm gonna put him in that position. And I saw the moment where I seen Janae, and it was nothing that like I told her. I just seen it. Like I seen the way she was moving, her leadership, like with the squad, and how she talks to people, how she encouraged other people. I was like, bang, I think I'm gonna put her. It's better for her to speak in front of the ladies opposed to me speaking in front of the ladies. I think the ladies will feel more comfortable with Janae because she's out there doing the work herself as well. And it showed. You were there firsthand and seeing her put in the work behind the scenes. And I think that like, I want to reiterate that, like, that's what makes Goodbye special, is that like, I'm never afraid to put someone in the leadership role, because I want to see my people win and want to see people get better in life. And that being a leader, that gets you in, that's when it could be uncomfortable, but putting people in uncomfortable situations makes them grow.
Shout out to Kim. Shout out to Janae for making the squad better.
Yeah, for sure.
All right, so you put in all this work, you recognize that the official version of this isn't going to happen. At this time, where LA is pseudo shutting down in terms of, I guess, our ability to be out and about.
Correct.
We have some affordances in order to be able to be outside to run. The squad makes I feel like, challenging decision of figuring out how to organize something for the women that put in all this work.
I think you said a good point about it being challenging and doing something for it. It was a challenge, and it was a lot of back and forth with the captains in regards to like, hey, we put in so much hard work for this season, and you know, when it comes to me, like, I want to like make sure people get the best out of that season. What the best out of the season is usually a race, getting a chance to race and show and perform all the training that you've done, right? So I felt so heartbroken that I told the ladies like, hey, the race is canceled, nothing is happening. So it was just a weird feeling that whole couple weeks that like, there's no way this could end like this. Like I cannot have the ladies, and this was me maybe thinking selfishly, because like I said, it was outside in the real world. It was a pandemic happened, right? So we had to make sure we all.
You know what's crazy? I'll check the date. I don't even think it was. I don't know that it was even considered a pandemic yet.
Yeah, it wasn't. Yeah.
Because this was April.
May, like late. No, this was late March, early April, like April.
So it was so early. It wasn't called a pandemic.
And I think I'm glad you said that too, because going into like we're gonna keep it real. We're gonna always keep. You know me, I'm always gonna keep it real. But we got a lot of slack of what we did, and what we did was, like I said, going back, I didn't want just the season to end like that. The ladies, it was a special moment for Good Vibes because we had so many ladies that came out and trained with us. And I just didn't want it to just end like that. And a lot of it had to do with Janae too. She was like, you know what, this sucks. We can't just end it like this, you know? She was like, she reached out to the squad and was like, hey, why don't we just do like a race invite only kind of thing? And we do staggered times. We do like little small pods or whatnot of runners. Because at the time, it wasn't labeled a pandemic. You're right about that. And I want to make sure we say that too, because the slack that we caught, but it wasn't labeled a pandemic at the time, but it was a serious thing. Don't get me wrong. It was serious, and it was something that we all have never experienced, right? Yeah. So with social media, that was a whole other thing, that people were just caught up in judging so many people of what they were doing, the way they were moving and stuff like that. We kind of just kept it low key, and we're like, look, we're going to do a race for the ladies, at ladies only, the people that like have been coming out and training with us, and we're going to do staggered times. And we're gonna host it over 2 days. The first one was like in Santa Monica. Saturday morning we did one in Santa Monica, and there was only like a group of 4 or 5. So that was super chill. We all stood 6 feet apart. We all had the little race, and we created a special moment because we did dog tags. Oh. Like, so everybody got a dog tag that completed the 13.1 with our logo in the front, and in the back it says like, congratulations, 13.1. Sunday, we knew that was a challenge because everybody signed up on a Sunday because we had it in the Crenshaw district at our home run that we do on Saturdays at Hilltop off of Slauson. And that was like 80% of the people had signed up for that one. So we knew that was going to be a little challenge. Our challenge was, I knew going into it, I was like, look, the stagger time is going to be perfect, but when it finishes, we got to make sure we get people out of there because people are going to just hang around, and that just defeats the whole purpose of the stagger time. When the start, it was fine because nobody was around to start. So we started off early as like 6:15, 6:30. Okay. And then from there, 15 to 20 minutes staggered. It can be misinterpreted on social media from what people see, and not knowing that what it took behind the scenes, all the work it took behind the scenes, all the work that we did for that moment, right? It could seem like we just randomly did it like on like, hey, let's meet up and run, like without any planning, right? Yeah. So I told the squad, I was like, hey, let's just be mindful of what we post on social media because we don't want to get backlash and stuff like that, which I have no issue with backlash. It's just I didn't want my runners to feel uncomfortable. I'm very like comfortable. Like, you know, people reach out to me and I'd rather have someone reach out to me like, hey, what happened? Why did you do this? You know, I'm always quick to answer. I'm never uncomfortable, you know, but I just didn't want to put the squad in that position, right? So I was like, oh, let's keep it chill on social media. So we raced, we did our race. Everything went smooth. The ladies were comfortable. We had fuel station and everybody had their own bottle, no sharing and all that stuff. And it was a special moment. We finished. The thing that went bad a little bit is, I understand people got caught up in the emotion. When you race and you finish, I can't just tell people like, you gotta leave now. You know, some people did leave though, like they understood the situation and just bounced. But some people stayed. And then some people captured the ending and the moment in the parking lot, and it seemed like a huge gathering kind of at the moment, but it was probably like 15, 20 people at the most, like 15 around. So I can understand it did look on social media, look kind of like, kind of off.
Yeah.
So we had like some people posted on social media and they caught wind of it and we got backlash for it, but we all felt comfortable. And I think that's the most important thing that like people don't understand, that like the runners felt safe and comfortable.
Yeah.
Because we're all grown. We're all pretty much the type of individuals that we are. People know what they're getting themselves into, and people will be quick to tell me that I know the squad. They are very vocal and very comfortable with me. That they would tell me from the get-go, you know what, this is not right what you're doing, right?
Yeah.
I didn't get not one response from the squad saying that this is wrong what we're doing, because the way we treated and the things that we did, everybody felt comfortable, and everybody felt comfortable when we left. But like I said, it got caught on the wind and on social media, and we got backlash. But to this day, I never regret it, because it was a special moment for the squad, and the ladies felt like it was an ending to a chapter that they trained so hard, and that was our biggest goal. That like Janae wanted to do was like, let's end the season right. And ending the season right is giving the ladies that moment of racing.
Let's talk about the merch. Like, it shows up one day, for those of us on the squad, we get an email, maybe a DM or something like that, and it's gone.
Yeah.
Talk about why it's important to, do some GVTC branding, what it means, and are there plans to finally make some of this merch available outside of
the squad? Yeah. That's a good question, man. But yeah, man, like I said, I think that's the fun aspect of like Good Vibes Track Club, is that being able to make merch or do creative stuff with the whole branding, right? Clothes and shoes and music and everything, just a lot of things, But with the merch, we make usually, it's no date that I always have. It's just a feel like, hey, I think it's time to make merch. Usually we always do for sure merch. We always do leading up to a race. So whatever race we're racing, we do some lifestyle pieces, and then we also do the race kits. And the race kits are usually only for the squad. And the essential pieces are like, everyday wear, like t-shirts, shorts, like sweat shorts and stuff like that, or hoodies that we drop them, but usually sell out pretty quick. The reason why, the way that we go about when dropping things is I don't like making mass amount of things, because I don't want to get saturated. Like I said, I want to, for those that purchase, I kind of want them to feel that exclusiveness, a little bit feel to it. I'm like a passionate dude, so anything that I get into, I like to like dig deep into it, into things. So whether that's like, for example, I'm a big fan of Jerry Lorenzo, and that like he has the whole fear of God. And the funny part, I don't really own too many pieces of fear of God because it's so expensive.
Okay.
It's really like a hoodie will cost you like $500 and up. And pretty much, so I'm not gonna pay $500, but I respect the process so much that goes into it. So I look at those little things as like these high-end brands that like take time and effort to create a piece, and everything is thought out. So Jerry Lorenzo's a prime example, is like his sweats. Or like he puts so much time and effort into his sweats. They look like basic sweats to any other person, but people don't know the material that it takes, the wash, the cut, details to the drawstrings. Like everything is very thought out. So I get inspired by that. I like that. Like geeked out. I get geeked out on things like that. Like the little things matter.
So you heard him. So when I post this video and you see this hoodie, understand it's going to be hard to get. So your best bet to get one is obviously to join the squad. And then maybe we'll keep talking to them about maybe opening it up a little bit to other folks. E-commerce is a thing right now.
Yeah. No,
in person. we got to figure out something to get people an opportunity to support. Because I think ultimately, beyond it just being like a good look, I think that as more people understand what the squad is about, people want to be a part.
Yeah, for sure.
So where I can certainly understand your perspective on the singlets, because obviously that is a very team aspect of things.
Correct.
When it comes to something like the essential items, I think people want to show up.
No, for sure. And I think that's what we're working on next. Everything when it comes to me, everything is about timing. With everything that we do, like it's meant to be it's all about timing, right? So I've been thinking about it and I've been working on it, but it's just the timing sometimes off. I don't really pay too much attention to it with like creating a website. I've been having this thought about it. We had a website, took it down. So now it's coming back around, like I need to create a website, and yeah, so the goal is hopefully this year in LA Marathon, I'm gonna come out with a capsule, and that is where we're gonna announce most likely the website. So it's been a journey, right? So with that being said, I want to say that I'm like blessed and I'm thankful for those that have showed mad support, and some people haven't gotten the pieces, and it's because, like I said, we're overwhelmed with the support, love and support.
Let's transition. So let's talk about kind of like hobby while you're rehabilitating.
July, I got my MRI. They told me to not run at all for the rest of the year. I quickly started thinking like, what can I do? You know, and I thought about, I started swimming actually, because I enjoyed swimming when I was younger. So I did swimming, but at the time it was hard because of the pandemic. There was only certain pools that were open for swimming. So I enjoyed the swimming, but then I had cycling in mind because a lot of my buddies, you know, a lot of people in the running scene, people took a break from running and started cycling as well. So I reached out to those folks, and like Keith was one of them, and I was like, hey, you enjoy, how do you enjoy cycling? What do you recommend? Blah blah blah. And I just knew that I had to get a cycling bike because the type of person I am, I like to like get a workout out of it, right? So the way you get a workout is through those cycling gears. The cycling bike has gears and all that stuff and carbon fiber. I don't have a carbon fiber, but I started looking into all that and stuff like that. But yeah, I was like, you know what? I'm gonna go all in and invest into a road bike. It's a cycling bike, and this is expensive, man. It's an expensive sport. I would say that for sure. But I purchased it over the summer, and it was a big purchase for me. And I was like, you know, if I'm gonna purchase something, I'm gonna make sure I utilize it. So from the day one that I purchased it, I started cycling every day, and that was my thing. And it was an escape. I went from like, I live in the hood, Crenshaw District, riding from the Crenshaw District to the beach and back. It was like an incredible feeling. Like it was dope. It was an escape.
Driving around LA, there's billboards everywhere. You're driving down Slauson. And so if you could have a billboard with one message on it for the people, what would your billboard say? My billboard
would be a picture of the squad, you know, say we all we need. When it comes to like community and stuff like that, or making an impact, it starts with us. And meaning the people that you surround yourself with. And the people that I'm surrounded with, the squad, is like, always make sure to tell them like, look, we don't need nobody else outside of what we got here. We all just came here and we all just needed to put in the work, and we'll get it done with the people that we have here. Anybody can always join the squad, you know what I'm saying? But I think the way you make an impact, it starts with your inner circle. You know what I'm saying? You can have this goal of mine of reaching the masses, but in order to reach the masses, it starts by doing the work in the community, in your inner circle.
I want to thank you not only for accepting my invitation to come and do this. I want to thank you for your hospitality, your graciousness. From the moment that you and I met, going back to like BRS off of a handshake. Yeah. To me hitting up Koza in a DM like, hey, can I come out and film? And you and I just vibed out. Yeah, for sure. Your enthusiasm is also infectious. When I called you about the idea, only a few days ago, you were so excited about it, and it was like, I'm there. Just tell me whatever you need. I appreciated that. I'll say on camera, selfishly, as much as I want to help make the running culture that is not only in LA or just like be able to reach more people who look like us, be able to see these stories. This has been wildly inspiring to me, and I know you. And so being able to dig a little bit deeper into some of these stories, I hear some things that I didn't know about you before. This has been the best episode 1 that I could think of making. So I just want to thank you again for having you here, man.
Nah, thank you, bro. Like I said, I feel honored to be like your first one. And when you gave me that car, I was like super excited for you, man. Like, cause I see like all the effort and passion that you put into your YouTube and stuff like that, and like your reviews and stuff like that. And you told me about what you want to do next, and what we're doing now is it's incredible, man. And like, I think you're built for it. You have the voice, you have the look, everything, man. So, like I said, when you gave me that call, I was more so happy for you.
I want to thank Marvin Garcia for being here. Good Vibes Track Club. Check him out on Instagram, goodvibes_TC. And if you want to check out Marv, it's at Wavy Marv.
Yeah, Wavy with 2 Y's and then MARV.
We're fancy. We'll put something up.
Yeah. We'll put something. Oh, they'll know where to find me, like I said. They'll know.
All right, thanks again, Marv. I appreciate you, man.
Appreciate you, bro.
All right.
Oh, that was fun, man.